Hey there, hopefuls, and welcome back to another episode of the Hopeful Simplicity Podcast. I am Melissa, your host, and today we are stepping into the shower. Well, okay, at least talking about it. That would be awkward otherwise. One of the easiest spots to let clutter build up. From shampoo and conditioner, half-used body washes, endless scrubbies and loofahs, and all the things. It's easy to end up with more products than you ever finish, or heck, even that you actually use. And all that excess can turn what should be a calming self-care moment into a stressful mess. So by the end of this episode, you'll know how to simplify your bath and shower area, keep only what you use, and create a space that actually feels relaxing. Why product overload happens. It's everywhere, right? You get the bottles and bottles. Oh, and some more bottles. And maybe you picked up some samples, or you grabbed the miniature bottles when you were traveling, or there was a really good sale, or you wanted to try something new, or you never really finished the old one, or whatever that looks like. All the bottles can just pile up quickly, whether they're half empty, half used, new to try, we used to use, we outgrew, whatever that is. Those half bottles end up to be forgotten bottles, right? They're half used because you've already moved on to something else. So you've kind of just like squished them behind the other ones or put them on that other shelf or whatever that looks like. They are forgotten or they just aren't being used. And so when we are in the bath and shower space, we really have to think about resetting our mind when it comes to this space. We're only going to keep what we use, and we're only going to keep in the shower what we're actively using. We're not going to keep things that are, yeah, I may try it, or we used to use it, or perhaps I'll finish that half-used bottle even though I've already got something new, or these samples are great because they were free and they were samples, so I just put them in here, but I'm never going to actually use them because they're not what I like. So those are the things when it comes to bathroom, shower products, they pile up quickly. And then they pile up on every single surface of the shower, of the bathtub. Maybe you have the ledge, maybe you have the built-in shelves, the over-the-thing caddy, the buckets, because you've got some kids in there, right? So you've got the toys and the shower products. You've got all these extra things. So if we work on reframing our mindset to what we use on the daily, because most of the time we're daily shower tub users, what we use on the daily is what gets to stay in this space. So we're not going to think about it of maybe. And then if we can shift our mindset, next time there's a good sale, or next time you're traveling in those great size bottles, or next time there's free samples somewhere, you're going to look at those differently going, yeah, it's a great deal, but, right? Yeah, they're free, but, yeah, they can be handy, but, and that what we actually use will take over your mindset and will reframe how you think about your space and what you allow to be in there. If your shower is looking kind of like a mini drugstore, I want to move into a pause from the episode and have you imagine stepping in your shower or bathtub tomorrow and just seeing your favorites. As we are moving through the bathtub shower space, we're going to start with that first S of the 3S method, the simplifying, right? We are going to declutter. We are going to get rid of things that do not serve our current lives. Now, how do we do that? Okay, Melissa, now what? Well, we're going to look for all those extras, but the expired, outgrown, and unused items. The extras could fall into that last part, right? That extras could be the unused items. So let's break it down a little more. Expired items. If you have a half-used, near empty, even if it's been open used once and you didn't like it and it's got the ick, you know what I mean. You need like slimy, crusty-ish, questionable top. Do I want to push it ick layer anywhere on the bottle, but especially the opening? That's expired. We're not even going to look for dates. We are going to say that is expired because I'm questioning touching it. So do I really want to use it anywhere on my body, or do I want my family to use it anywhere on their bodies? Now, that depends on, your statuses and the ages and things like that. My son, he's 17. He can, that's your choice, bud. That's on you. So if it's icky, but it's his product, right? So it's a him product, not an us product. And he's like, I don't care. I'm not going to care either. But it's expired to me if it's something I use. And it's a questionable ick. that is expired. Now, some of these things, they do have dates, right? So if the date is past the date you are processing your space, so if you're decluttering your shower bathtub space now, and that date is prior to now, that's expired. And this goes beyond the product bottles, right? This goes to if the child's toy, they all got those holes in them and we didn't remember to do the hot glue thing before we tossed them in the tub, and now they're like, is that mold? What is shooting out of that duct? What is this black flaky stuff? That's expired. We're not going to think about it. We're not going to overanalyze it. We're not going to question it. We're not going to try to figure it out. We're going to just get rid of it because it is expired. It is to the ew, no thank you factor part of life. It is expired. It is being decluttered. Now, more things you can look for: outgrown. Outgrown, especially if you're in a different phase, season, stage of life. If your littles are now using the same shampoo and body wash as you are, you don't need the kid-friendly tierless, even though they still cry, we all know that, the tierless products. If your littles are not so little anymore, you don't need the kid products. You've outgrown that season of life for your family. Now, maybe you've outgrown, you know what, I don't color my hair anymore, so I don't need that special shampoo to pay attention to my treated hair. I outgrew that phase of life. I'm in a different season, so I'm not using that anymore, therefore it can go. Now, if these are not opened, if they've not been used, if you got it and then swapped for something you used to use or the other thing and you got two to try and you really like the one you tried, go ahead and donate it. That's fine. There's no limit to what can be donated as long as it's not opened and it's within the expiry date. If it's got a listed date, go ahead and donate it. Not only are you clearing your spaces, you've outgrown it or it's not being used, then you can bless somebody else. So outgrown comes in different seasons and stages of life. Maybe he now shaves his head. So do you really need that special man hair bottle? Probably not. The same with body washes, shampoos, conditioners, body washes, hair treatments, toys, whatever's inside your bath and shower stuff are the things we're looking for. So if you've outgrown using something, if you've outgrown liking something, if you've outgrown and moved into a different phase, season, or stage of life, anything that was before, that can be decluttered from this space. Now, unused can look very similar to outgrown. I don't disagree with that. And the best way to tell is if it's got that layer on it. I would say dust, but if it's in the bathtub shower space, it may get a rinse-ish. But those are, if it's unused and it's been sitting there, maybe a good way to tell in the bath and shower space is if it's got that ring at the base of it because it's just been sitting there. And so now it's got that nice ring at the bottom, right? Now it's got that layer of, did I move that last time I cleaned the shower? Because it doesn't appear so. That is a sign that something's being unused. If you find yourself cleaning around it, that is being unused and can be decluttered from this space because we are getting rid of those expired, outgrown, unused, overly needed, too many extras, duplicates that we don't need, all those things. Yes, because it's on sale. That's a great buy. And I love my shampoo and conditioner. I'm going to buy 40 because it's on sale. Or not. You're going to keep the one in the shower. You're going to keep the one under the sink in the basket for your overflows or wherever you keep the extras to fill into your shower from, to shop at home from. You're going to limit your actual shower and bathtub space to what's being used. What is actively being used and consumed by this family, those are the products that are staying in the bath and shower space. From toys to cleansing to whatever, shampoo, conditioner, bath and body products, loofahs, sponges, even the over the caddy thing. If you've got multiple caddies, maybe somebody's moved out for college. Maybe all the family products are now being used by everyone, right? You don't need the lower caddy hanging on the mid-rail bar thing for the kids' products. You don't need the giant one for the his, theirs, hers, and all the things because we all got together, had a family concept, and now we're all going to use the same body wash. We're all going to use the same shampoo. So now we don't need the lower hanging caddy or the one we put on the corner, or we actually have built-in shelves when we remodeled our bathtub. Great. Let's enjoy that. Let's get rid of the caddy altogether. So we're not just looking for those extras and duplicates and things we may not use when it comes to I buy a product at the store. It's your bathtub space in general. So if you aren't using the over-the-head caddy because you're using the built-in shelves, because y'all have simplified the space down to just the essential active products, get rid of the hardware too. It's the entire space I want you to look at for this space. Like, you want it to be an entire picture of how can I declutter my bathtub and shower space as a whole to make it simpler, less stressed, less cluttery, and active products only. Once you got rid of all the stuff we don't need, right? You've simplified the space. You've decluttered what's not serving us. Now we have to set up zones. We're going to do it by categories. Whether it's category by the actual product itself, category by person of use, we're going to designate those things. We're going to sort into systems that work for the whole home team. So if you have all the shampoos go on the top shelf of the caddy, all the body washes, soaps, bars, lotions, whatever it is, those body wash lotion mixes, and a couple loofahs go on the second shelf, the left hanging hook on the caddy is for her. The right one is for him. That bar soap thing is actually for your razor instead of the bar soap because everybody uses the liquid. Whatever that is, you got to think by use, so who's using it, or by product. Like if y'all are sharing shampoo, conditioner, and body wash, we're going to zone it like that instead of his and hers, or his, hers, and theirs. Now, if you do it by person, maybe she's got all her stuff, he's got all his stuff. She gets the top shelf, he gets the middle shelf, the kids get the bottom shelf. You want to zone it for what works for your family. What works for mine may not be what works for yours. And that is perfectly fine because you are setting this space up sorted for your success. So it may be that you get a hanging basket or a section basket for the kids' stuff to be a little lower, or the built-in shelf is all his, the caddy is all hers. But one spot needs to be dedicated for one purpose. You are zoning things so then you can like visually see, oh, you know what? Yep, I'm out of shampoo. Let me check everything else while I'm in here, probably. But I notice they're out too, right? Because you know this goes here. There's nothing here. What needs to be filled in? Oh, the last of the body wash got used. We took the empty bottle out because we are now in that process. We're now actively, continuously simplifying. We took the empty bottle out, but we didn't put it back yet. We didn't grab from the shop from your home spot under the sink yet to fill it in. But because you've got the zones, because it's organized, you know what goes there. You know what that hole is for, so you can fill it in easier because you've sorted and you've organized and you've got the zone, so now you know what to do. Now, if you've got miniature baskets, bonus, just move the whole basket. It makes cleaning easier, right? It makes everything wipe down easier, travel caddies or whatever. It's how you zone it that lets you keep it organized. And then once it's organized and successfully working, you don't want to mess with your space. Once the space is set up and functioning and lower frustration, less stress, and you're like, oh, okay, I can get behind morning routines like this, then that's going to support your previously shifted mental space of you're going to now actively participate in keeping it this way, right? My bathtub and shower are not going to get cluttered up again because I don't need those extra products. There's no room in my sorted space for those things I got on sale. There's one spot for the bottle I'm using. There's one spot under the sink for my overflow. That's it. Because now you are actively every day participating, knowing that I'm living an organized life. This is sorted for our success. Our mornings are more productive, less stressful, and we're going to keep it that way. So once you've got it zoned or sorted by category or by shelf or by use, it's motivation to keep it that way. Now you make it really crazy. If you are I need this to be a level up calmer thing, I'm a very non-visual person, you may get the fancy bottles. But for now, just sort what you have into those zones. And then once it's working for a while, in 6 months when you check back in, you're like, you know what, this has really been working. I want to level up and all the bottles match. Do that. But let's get you sorted for success before we up level for fancy containers. I want to hit pause again here for another minute and ask, which product in your shower do you not use? That's what we're getting rid of this week. After you've simplified your first step of the 3S method, you got rid of things that don't serve your current lives. Then you've sorted. You've organized based on your style and your zones and your spaces and the people in it. Now we want to keep it that way. And I briefly mentioned it earlier. It's like it's mentally in your head when you see a good sale or when you see samples that are free or when you know that your favorite this and this and this is a bargain buy. You're already in your head going, yeah, that is great, but because you want to sustain the space. You want to maintain the simplicity vibes that you have every morning during the routine. You want to keep it as easy and low maintenance as possible because you've already done the work for decluttering. You've already done the work for organizing. So you're not going to redo the work. You're just going to keep it that way. You're not going to go backwards. We don't read our books backwards. We do not go back into clutter because we now like it simple. And I don't mean simple as in minimalism. I mean simple as in less stressful for you during your daily routines. So you're going to be thinking in your mental space. You'll probably hear my voice in the back of your head going, okay, but, and, do ya? So, I don't care. It's on sale. That's great. For somebody else that needs to declutter, you're going to look at consumption differently because you enjoy the space. You're going to sustain an organized life because you are now monitoring the active participation levels of the space. In your bathtub and shower space, you're not going to be like, oh, that's a great sale. I'll take it home and shove it in there. You're going to be like, that's a great sale, but it is not worth me, A, spending my money, and B, sacrificing my peaceful, calm routine for that small space, for my bath and shower space. It is not worth the investment on a product that may be on sale to invest in a clutterful lifestyle because that is not fun. We are not doing that. So you're going to use up what you have. Make sure you're shopping from home if you do have those overflow spaces before you buy more, before you spend more of your hard-earned money on a good sale or a bulk buy or a bargain bin. You're going to shop from home, consume what you have before you invest in something else. Even if it's the products you use, right? Like I have used the same shampoo and conditioner for years. I know when it goes on sale, I'll probably use it. I've used the same ones for a long, long time. I love it. I have no intentions of changing. So if it's on sale, my brain goes, that's on sale. I know I'm going to use it. Why don't I just get it? But my active participating organizer, my inner organizer's going, it is a great sale, but your spaces are full. Your zones are plentiful. You have no space for extras, and you're not going to negotiate the space because it's a good sale. That's what your brain's going to start saying. Your brain's going, that's a great thing, but you have limited the shower and bathtub space to the one thing you're actively using. You have limited your overflow space to the one backup that you shop from. That's it. You've limited your needs and your categories, which then in turn limits your consumption. And then as you're doing these things, maybe you check on a weekly basis for, do I need to fill in that hole? Do I need to combine bottles? Do I need to add something to the grocery list because I just emptied it from my overflow? Let me go add it to the grocery list. You may have to put a count on there, right? Like shampoo bottles, 1. Or if you didn't put it on the grocery list before and now you out, you may get 2. That could be part of your weekly. Your weekly shopping from home to fill in your active space. That could be part of your weekly sustaining steps. Maybe every single day you just do a quick close the curtain, wipe down the squeegee, the walls and the doors if you have them, or make sure the bottles are closed or put back where they go. Maybe every day, after the kids' bathtub or after your just my 5 minutes wipe down refresh of the bathroom. That's my daily habit, right? Like I wiped down the vanity, I closed the curtain, I made sure the bottles were on the caddy were actually closed and didn't fall over and aren't like slowly dripping. Yes, been there, done that, learned from experience it. Now it's a daily habit to check these things. Maybe once a quarter, once a month, once a year, you actually check the hardware. Because that's part of sustaining an organized life is doing those habit and routine checks. And 6 months from today, you're going to check back in with the space. You're going to be like, has anything expired since I did this 6 months ago? Is anything being unused? Did we outgrow anything? Is there something here I needed to declutter that I just didn't do it in the moment? Did we refresh and renew the loofahs and we just didn't get rid of the old ones? In 6 months, you're going to do that because you're sustaining an organized life. Just like maybe in 6 months or once a season, You make sure the suction cups are actually adhered to the wall of the caddy so it stops swinging back and forth. Make sure the rod that holds the kids' toys basket is secure, because goodness knows kids yank, pull, and play hard sometimes. So you just want to make sure everything's how it should be. Is the faucet or spout leaking, and do we need to call a repairman? That's all part of sustaining an organized life, because you are maintaining the space as a whole. You're not just, well, I decluttered everything, things are in zones. You want to keep it as a whole, hopeful vibe, right? It's not just about the products and consumption. It's about how it fits into your lifestyle. So you have less choices, especially spur of the moment if you're trying to manage your entire life and everybody else's that you share with. The less spur of the moment. So if you're doing these sustaining steps, which we do on a daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and yearly basis, these are some of those things that you do there. If you're checking for leaks, if you're making sure the caddy isn't rusted, if you're making sure that, we now have a routine in place that I refill every week. When you're doing your 6-month check, be like, you know what? We do wipe down every day, but there's less of us now. Maybe the kids have moved out, or your routines have changed, or these people are using that bathroom and those people are using this bathroom. So we can shift some of these habits. I know for the bathroom in my living space, I'm the only one that uses it once a week. I only use it on the weekends. Everything else, we both share the main bathroom. So the main bathroom has more habits. It has more active, sustainable steps in place to maintain that lifestyle, to keep the bath and tub simple, functional, less stressful, all the things. So we refill, we wipe down, we do our check-ins. We are consistently thinking about, do I need to buy these? Is this missing? Should I shift a habit? Without the stressors of, it's just part of the natural fewer choices being that you've become, right? It's just become your mindset of things that you notice. You don't have to think about refilling the shampoo bottle when it's empty. It just happens. Those are the things that, coming with the 3S method into the bath and shower space, will become natural steps that just kind of happen and take away that overwhelm, because you have fewer choices. You have less mess, you have less clutter, you have less crap to sustain. You're just keeping it simple. You're just making it work. Your bath and shower space, they don't need to be overrun with bottles. By simplifying to your true favorites what you're using and limiting down to just those, sorting into zones for easier access, and establishing sustainable steps and habits, you'll turn that space back into a space that restores your energy. Next episode, we're going to be talking about the towels and linens. How many is too many? How do I keep them that way? How do I keep it simple and stored successfully? Don't forget to grab the free Core 4 Declutter Challenge. The link is in the show notes. And while you're clicking links, go ahead and start your free trial for the Hopeful Simplicity Library. It's got guided audios, member resources, resets, challenges, all sorts of things tucked in there. It's a 30-day free trial, and then it only moves into $9 a month. So less than a giant cup of coffee from your favorite local shop. You can live an organized life. That's it for this episode. Until next time, stay hopeful.